Dr. John Deitch, WellSpan Health orthopedic surgeon. WellSpan Health delivers orthopedic care you can count on to get you back to your best. From common bone and joint problems to complex injuries, our team of surgeons, physicians, therapists, and athletic trainers work together for you. That's why we're the official sports medicine provider for this team, that team, and your team. That's how WellSpan Health delivers orthopedic care you can count on.
Get moving with the Planet Fitness Black Card and check out all the perks. Like access to over 2,000 locations? You got it. Bring a guest anytime. That's right. And relax and unwind with massage chairs and more. Plus, get tons of variety and space to move in our super clean clubs. Your fitness is essential. Join Planet Fitness today and get all the perks of the PF Black Card.
Join now and get the PF Black Card for just $22.99 a month. Hurry, deal ends soon.
Let me help you with your vision, they losing their sight here. Time to send the world a message they might hear. Like Meek Mills, I'm making it quite clear. I'm chasing my dreams and fighting my nightmares. I'm going real hard, I'm talking words you understand, I'm talking real bars. I'm going everywhere you know, I'm talking real far. Yeah, it's time to raise a toast to this thing to the Lord the most. As I go from coast to coast, I'm talking north side, I'm talking south side, I'm talking east side, I'm talking west side. I'm going worldwide, I'm going worldwide, I'm going worldwide, I'm going worldwide. Yeah, it's time to let you know how I spit it when I flow. When I go and light a fuse and I set to let it blow. I'm talking worldwide, I'm going worldwide, I'm going worldwide, I'm going worldwide. Yeah, time to check my status and the GOAT is what it be. And you know I'm over 30, so my level is a G. And I may be from the hood, but I'm way beyond these streets. And my pockets hate a diet, so they always down to eat. Even though they screaming fame, and it's always spelling me. And I'll never hang it up till my mission is complete. And I'm looking at you haters, I suggest you take a seat. Cause it's all fun and games till a killer show his teeth. This is for them cats that be screaming homies. Claiming that you're real, but we know you're phony. Now I'm chilling with my sons, they my one and only. Like the Turner brothers, yeah, we screaming lions only. Step into this den, I welcome all who will dare. Never met a David, tell me whom shall I fear? Gotta rep the nation, black and gold is what I wear. If you look to your left, to your right, I'm everywhere. I'm talking worldwide, I'm going worldwide, I'm going worldwide, I'm going
Roxamore Sports Live here. Welcome back. We are here at the Chambersburg High School. And just a little correction to the schedule. There was a typo on there. This is actually the boys, so it will be the Keystone Kings versus the Chester Clippers. Boys varsity basketball. It should be a pretty interesting game. As we saw, the Kings came out as the victor yesterday night with 69 points.
Absolutely. Dylan Offerman speaking here. I want to mention one name in particular. Prince Masengo had a wonderful game last night. 14 points for the Kings. Kings going and rattling the Knights in an epic chess match last night it was. Clippers, hopefully they can get a better matchup going. The Kings are showing as the home team in white and black. They were black away team last night. Meanwhile, the Chester Clippers in the orange and black.
Certainly looking forward to this game. We saw the Kings brought in the heat yesterday. No delays, no slowdowns. It was just all adrenaline, all energy. Exactly what we need to love about these games. So I'm looking forward to this. Dylan, what are you most looking forward to?
Well, I mean, obviously the Kings had a great matchup last night. Let's hope that they're not too fatigued from that game. Hopefully they got a good night's sleep, and they'll be able to give us an epic matchup tonight against the Clippers. And the tip-up is in the favor of the Kings now, as number 1, Warren, has the ball. Warren was another contributor to that great win against the Knights last night. Knight and Knight don't go together in that same sentence there, as number 3, Blanchett, hands it back over to number 2, Farrell. Farrell, he will give it over to 33, Toots, and that will go out of bounds and will go over to the Clippers.
Seems to be a bit of a notable height difference here, as the Kings seem to have a pretty good height difference. You know, they seem to shadow the Clippers just a little bit, but
one in particular there, you can see over on the top corner there, Kevin Rucker, number 11, has a large frame indeed, and his three-pointer almost goes up and in. Number 2, Lowry, not to be confused with Kyle Lowry of the Miami Heat. As we get a loose ball, and now you see number 11, Rucker, go for the ball again. Three-point opportunity, hits the back of the rim. And we see not Warren, but Farrell will go over and collect the rebound. Farrell, he passes over, looks at Warren, but decides to hand back over to number 5. That's Prince Masengo, as I mentioned. And Masengo, with his large frame, 14 points last night. There's 2 more to add to his epic weekend. And that's once again Kevin Rucker trying to go in and get the easy layup, but will be fouled. And now we're going to have number 2 for the Clippers, Kadir Lowry, and he's going to pass over to White. White, and he'll pass over to Jerkins. Jerkins, he'll go back over to Lowry. Lowry and Jenkins, but we see Warren trying to fight for the loose ball. Lowry and Warren, as Warren claps his hands waiting for the ball. That gets passed back over to the outside, back end of the corner. Look back over, and Rucker has the ball once again. Hard screen, and they're going to call foul. Great physical play here to start this third game, this epic matchup here, the Kings and Clippers.
Absolutely, that's what we were looking forward to. So far, it's pretty hard to say has the better strategy right now.
Big men versus big men here. Rutger, and you can see the large frame of Masengo as he guards the center arc. Pass back over end of the arc, and Lowry as he passes over to White. White, and he gives it to Rucker. Rucker being guarded well by Warren. And now the ball's in the hands of Freeman as he looks at Lowry, but instead he will go to number 21. That's Jerkins again. Jerkins with the open look. Actually, no, that's going to be Rucker. That bounces off the rim and it's rebounded. And Masengo has, no, that's actually Yan Farrell. 2 missed shots. And that three-pointer is good. 5-0 lead here to start the first quarter. 5:15 to go.
Yeah, nothing exclaims triumph like a excellent three throw.
Isaiah Freeman passing back over to White, and now the ball is back over in the hands of Freeman. Freeman, he'll pass over to Rucker, back over to White. White being guarded by Warren. Gets the light screen, passes back over towards Jerkins, and that will pop on the rim and go in. First points of the night for the Clippers. Number 3, Blanchett with the ball being guarded by Lowry. And he has Masengo reaching for the ball, and he'll do just that as Freeman guards him, and the fadeaway jumper is good. Beautiful work there, and the Clippers have some work to do as they're down by 5.
Although it seems like the Clippers have pretty good chance here. They don't seem like they're making any bad calls really or sloppy plays. It just seems like it's just good old competition. It's
good old-fashioned basketball.
Exactly.
Isaiah Freeman, as that goes out of bounds. Actually, no, Masengo will get called for the foul there. And we're going to have Isaiah Freeman with the inbound pass. as Masengo guards him with his long reach. And Jenkins, and you have a three-point shot up and good. 7-5 your score. Clippers bring it close again within 2. And now you have Blanchett being guarded by Lowry again. Lowry in his face looking for the screen. It goes over to Masengo, and Masengo gets the ball popped loose from him. And now you look up, and Freeman will get the layup to go.
7-7. Game is tied.
Ian Farrell on the drive there. He'll get fouled and going to stay in the Kings' possession there as Warren goes back to inbound pass. Masengo in his face, as well as Lowry on the defense. Open three-point shot, will not take it. Instead, will dribble. That's Farrell. And the ball will go back to the Clippers now. Lowry will inbound past that over to Beelan White. White being guarded by Blanchett. And the ball is kicked out to Lowry, back over to White. And now the loose ball, and we see White diving over. Actually, no, that'll be Rucker. Slid over the body of one of the Kings.
Yeah, it was quite a fumble right there. Let's see.
Backcourt pass. That was Blanchett over to Warren. Warren asked for the screen. He'll go inside, and his finger roll won't go, but instead, get the shot to go in is Darnell. Breland White, he'll pass over to Freeman. Freeman, he goes inside to the left of the paint.
That's some pretty good rotation there by
good
number
foul
21.
Call there.
The game has been moving by so fast, I didn't even know it's already 2 minutes and 30 seconds to go. It's just,
well, a lot of it has been inbound play. A lot of it's just been
here he is with the
on the steal.
Free throw, and it's in.
1 point game here as the Kings are up by 1. Clippers looking to make the Kings record in this tournament go 1-1 as they were successful in beating the Knights last night.
And the knot is tied yet again.
Lowry will get called the foul there on Blanchett. And Blanchett is there aside number 5, Masengo. And now we see him driving up court is Farrell. Masengo, he'll pass over the light touch pass. And they'll be moving now. Open look, and the bounce off the board is no good. Rebounded by the Clippers.
Good call there by Warren, though, with that pass.
And what a beautiful block that time by Masengo. And now the open look shot there by Farrell. That is no good. Both teams fighting for it. Masengo gets the open rebound. And now Warren showing his dance moves. Gives it over to number 10. That's Darnell again. And Masengo with the three-point shot is good.
Excellent.
Prince Masengo already showing his presence in this second game. Now be rebounded by the Kings once again. Up by 3 in this third game. On day 2, Hoops for Harmony stand against racism here in Chambersburg High School. And we're going to have a stoppage of play. Ball will go back over to the Clippers.
So far, I'm really amazed by Warren right now. He's making these great passes, great breakthroughs, great calls all together. It seems to really get the team going on, but I can't really say there's any particular star athlete for Chester right now, as it seems like they're all kind of working together, as well as the Kings. But
I would say Lowry's probably the best passer among the group as he gets the mid-range jumper to go in. As far as the Kings, obviously Masengo and Warren are leading their club. They had an impressive win last night, and they're looking to add to that win streak.
Just a
It's
minute.
like 21 will be called for the foul there for the Clippers. That is Jerkins. Blanchett will have the inbounds pass. He'll get over to 0. That's Baca DeSilla. Baca DeSilla, outside corner 3 is good.
Decent.
Kings up by 4 with 48 seconds to go in the first period.
Yep.
Baca DeSilla on the guard. Baca DeSilla almost picked his pocket as he goes in for the floater, and that's going to be blocked, and they're going to call that a foul.
The way the weather is feeling right now, I'm guessing this forecast isn't going to lead to a beatdown of any side. It seems like both teams are good neck and neck with each other right now in terms of the score, so I am actually quite satisfied with the way the game is going right now. Great performance here by all the players. Let's see how he goes with this free throw.
It's up and good, bringing the lead for the Kings down to 3. Obviously, like last game, we had both women's teams going neck and neck to the very last minute. And so far here, this first period, it's only 3-point differential. Baca DeSilla has the ball as he's guarded by the Clippers. Nice low dribbles there. Trying to make something happen here with 18 seconds to go. Blanchett gets the screen. Blanchett will pass back as he spins. He's looking for someone open. He'll get it over to Baca DeSilla. Pass back over to the large frame of number 33, Tux. And now the three-point shot is to the right of the rim. And just like that, in the books, the first period, your Kings are up by 3, 15 to 12.
Baca DeSilla has a really good maintenance on that ball. That's definitely something to be noted.
All right. And with 40 seconds left in the timeout, we'll be right back with Roxamore Sports Network after these messages.
Check out all the perks. Like access to over 2,000 locations? You got it. Bring a guest anytime. That's right. And relax and unwind with massage chairs and more. Plus, get tons of variety and space to move in our super clean clubs. Your fitness is essential. Join Planet Fitness today and get all the perks of the PF Black Card.
Join now and get the PF Black Card for just $22.99 a month. Hurry, deal ends soon.
Roxamore Sports Live, welcome back. We are here for the second quarter of this game between the Keystone Academy and the Chester Clippers. All right, so far the score is 15-12.
Yeah, so far the score's not giving the Kings justice there. Masengo and Warren certainly giving the Kings a great chance here to have back-to-back wins. Now the Clippers need to make something happen in order to stay competitive in this ball game. Over to number 5, Freeman. Freeman looks at his options as he passes back over to number 22. That's Camacho. Back to Freeman. Freeman will pass behind him. He's guarded well by Farrell. Three-point shot is good. And now we have a tied game here with 7:26 in the second. Baca DeSilla here being guarded well.
Baca DeSilla maintaining that ball as we know him to do.
Itabaya given the foul call here. Bogadicilla will step out of the game for the Kings as we have substitution for him. Warren has the ball. He looks in Blanchett's under the rim. He scales back to the inside corner. Warren will scoop it up and score off the backboard for the nice layup.
That was an excellent performance there by Warren.
Made it look all too easy. Kings back up by 2. Clippers look to reciprocate in kind. Pass back over to Freeman. Freeman being guarded. The missed swat there by the Kings as he tries to throw it up. He gets the foul call, and he's excited as all can be. Isaiah Freeman at the line. He's been called multiple times early on in this ball game. I think he will probably be the catalyst to any kind of hope the Clippers have at winning this game. Freeman missing his first free throw. Down by 2 with 6:45 to go in this game. Milovanchik will step into the court as we see number 5, Masengo, step off for the Kings. Isaiah Freeman hoping to get his second free throw to go. And that'll rattle inside and go. Blanchett will pass back over to Farrell. And now a deep pass inside. Warren looking to make something happen. Swing pass. 3-point shot is on the inside of the rim. Bounces back over and Clippers receive it. Clippers with a deep pass on the inside corner. And we have a whistle. Looks like we have Kings basketball. I missed what the... Might have been a travel out of bounds. And that's stolen, intercepted by the Clippers. And we get a foul called against Blanchett there. That's number 2, Lowry. Correction, that's for Yinka Itabai. Itabaya will step out. We have White guarding Warren here. See a bench chant going on for the Clippers. Clippers get the offensive rebound, but their foul is called. You can see the Kings head coach Shannon Lyam in the gold shirt as he questions that call as the Clippers go up to the free throw line again. Kevin Rucker once again representing this Chester Clippers team. Rucker's shot is no good, but it will go back in his hands as he tries to get it. And there's a nasty block there, that time by Tut. And now you can see Tut running up court, and White, that pass is over. Ooh, awesome chance there for an alley-oop. Just out of reach that time for Yan Farrell.
And he was ready for that one too, up on the net and everything.
I believe this team, we've seen in their last game, had plenty of chances. They had an open look dunk, and they tried multiple times for alley-oop passes. It's very capable for this tall, lengthy team in the Kings.
Absolutely. Height does play to your advantage in basketball.
Well, you can see the height differential here. The Kings, obviously, you have out there Farrell right now, but Masengo, we mentioned his display last night with 14 points. I believe he has something between 5 and 7 right now. So he's certainly shown his contribution to this tournament. Hoops for Harmony here inside of the Trojans Fieldhouse here in Chambersburg High School.
Let's see how he gets this free throw in there.
That'll bounce off the back of the rim once again as we have Farrell pushing inside. Farrell will kick it outside to Warren for the 3. Again, bouncing off the back of the rim. And another foul is called. That time against Freeman. 21. Xavier Fulton will get called a foul.
Seems pretty justified.
21 will go up for the free throw shot. And he'll ice it, bring this difference in score to 2 with 5:34 to go in the second period. We mentioned the height differential. We've seen their frame size. We've seen their speed. There's a lot of value to this Kings roster for a lot of scouts that may be watching in on this Roxamore Sports Network. Hopefully they get a chance after their days in high school. A lot of these guys are in the senior and sophomore variety. So a lot of them, their days will be coming to an end this end of this winter. Hopefully we can get something going for them. This is Roxamore Sports Network Live. We'll be back in just a moment. Sports Network wants to present Season 3 of The Rock Comedy Show, headlined by Terry Jones, Lena, and Gino, In Orbit, hosted by Izzy For Real. February 18th, 2022, $25 advance, $30 at the door. Doors open at 6 p.m. and show starts at 8. Rock's Landing, 506 Chartiers Avenue, McKees Rock, PA 15136. We've also mentioned if you want to get in and see the game, get tickets, the number is 412-378-8271 or go to www.rockscomedyshow.com. Back in the game now, 5:27 to go. The Clippers are moving. And now the rebound, and now Blanchett with the spin move as he's guarded by Rucker. That's passed back over to Warren, back over to Farrell. Farrell being guarded well now by number 22. That's Kamencho. Warren, he pump fakes. He spins back over to Farrell. Farrell deep pass over to Blanchett. His three-pointer will ring around the bowl. Ooh. Freeman with the hard drive, and his layup is good. And we have a steal here by the Clippers. And they're on the move now, and Rutgers, and they have taken the lead. 20-19 are the Clippers.
It's within a few seconds, you rack up 4 points. That is truly something to take home.
Sensational speed there by the Clippers. They were not expecting them to blitz on that pass. Back over to Baca DeSilla, and that pass over to Warren. Back over to 24. That's Kabori, but that will be a foul call. On White for the Clippers for the foul call as he steps over to the bench, speaking with his coach. That's Keith Taylor Sr.
Excellent.
And Farrell will get his first free throw to go. And we have an even scored game with 4:32.
At least for now, we shall see.
Person, that's not Farrell, that is.
And there we go. Tie is
that's number
broken.
24, Kabori, that made both free throws to go. Taking the lead back are the Kings. And we see Rutgers with a hard charge as he's met. Right there, steal by Kabori. And now the Kings are charging. Kings bring it up, and the layup is good. That time by Ian Farrell. Back and forth we go, 3-point game here in the second period. As we see Warren get in the face of number 22 for the Clippers. That's Camacho again, and a steal. And Baca de Silla passes to Warren. Warren with a 3-point look, and that is nothing but net. 3-point shot is good, and the Kings are up by 6. Clippers looking to make something happen here, as we have Freeman handing it back over to his teammate Camacho. Camacho being guarded well right now, as he gets the screen by number 15. That's Madison. See Warren going over. Warren and White one-on-one.
Oh, an excellent pass right there.
Great pass there, and that will unfortunately trickle out of bounds, as we see Madison unfortunately losing that and has something to say about it. See Farrell come out and grab the ball, the inbound pass. That'll go to Baca de Silla. Back over to Farrell. Farrell being guarded now, passing all around the court. Goes back over to Baca de Silla. He'll have an open look. That bounces off, but we see a hard collision there as the rebounds by the Clippers. Mid-range jumper, and that'll bounce off the rim as well. We see Sengo, and Warren with the nifty pass, a little hook pass there. Baca de Silla to the outside to Warren, and that on his back. Beautiful 3-point shot by Warren. Delaquan Warren makes this a 9-point game.
That whole passing strategy was really something.
The hook pass before he made the 3 was definitely something of professional caliber. Clippers take the timeout here with 3:16 to go in the second period. Excellent play all around, but the Kings are starting to pull away.
And who would you say is the star athlete right now?
Well, so obviously we were keeping our eye on Masengo there, but right now I have to give it over to Warren with the stellar play that he just made there. 3-point shot is starting to break away. It's still anyone's game, but right now the Kings are on top.
All right, this is Roxamore Sports Live. Maximilian Kiever with Dylan Opperman. We're about to resume the game pretty soon. It's pretty intense game so far. We're here in the second quarter, and we'll be covering the next game, which will start at 2:30. It'll be York versus Harrisburg, and it will be the boys.
Harrisburg a little bit more local to this area. They're only about an hour drive just north here of Chambersburg, so they should know this area quite well.
Oh yeah, much closer than Philadelphia, Maryland.
Or in our case, Pittsburgh. Which us, it was a good 2.5, 3-hour drive out here. Good little commute to the mountains after getting off the parkway.
Yeah, we're not from here, so our ears always pop when we go up into the mountains. But beautiful out here.
Thing we want to mention too, obviously we've talked about this time and time again, but the importance of this matchup. We've been talking about the state and how large it is, different communities coming together in respect to the great Martin Luther King Jr., which his day will be on Monday, but this tournament is in homage of him and his dream.
Right, the game is soon to resume here with 3 minutes and 16 seconds on the clock here for the second quarter.
We get the inbound pass now as that's dribbled over. The Clippers have possession right now. That's 22 Camacho as he passes over to White. White back to Camacho, but that trickles off his foot. Camacho back over to White. Gives a little screen, but White will kick it back over to Rucker. Rucker now, he lobs it over, and that's kicked outside of the corner for 3, and that bounces over and rebounded by the Kings. Kings on the attack now. Warren will settle. Baca de Silla over to Farrell. Baca de Silla back. Over to number 5. That's Masengo again. Warren back to Farrell. Back to Warren again. Masengo will come out and give the screen to Warren. Warren will try to pass it over to Masengo's large reach, but 2 Clippers are in his path. And we get a steal back as we see number 24, Kabori, go into the stands. We see a punch, and that gets the ball back. That's Masengo. Beautiful play. That swivels right out of the bowl, unfortunately. And a hard foul will be called on Freeman.
Good sportsmanship by Warren there as he rushes to help his opponent up.
That's number 0 of Baca DeSilla you see picking up there along with other the Clippers teammates. Good to see sportsmanship nonetheless between teammates and opposition. And we're going to have a 3-throw shot going here to Freeman. They're going to call, I believe it's either a technical or flagrant one. I'm not sure which one. Isaiah Freeman hoping to bring this game a little closer, only down by 9.
It's quite a gap there right now as they lead with 9 points. Have a chance to get a redemption shot here, but
great rebound there, and that's swatted by Rucker. That's passed from Masengo back from Baca DeSilla to Warren. Warren will take this. He's guarded by Freeman. Warren will pass over to Masengo, or correction, that's 24, Kabori. And we see Freeman come down on his chest once again. Physical play all around here. Obviously, it's in good sportsmanship, but at the same time, you're going to have heavy collisions. Kabori will go up and have himself 2 shots. Warren and Baca DeSilla in the backcourt waiting on the defense.
And we look at that. It's now the Kings are leading by a 10-point lead. Let's see if they will lead by 11 points.
Kabori makes back-to-back 3 throws for the Kings, up by 11 here. And we see number 22, Camecho, his pass over to White. White being guarded now by 2 Kings. So we see this heavy defense. All the Kings' horses and all the Kings' men on display once again as Warren gets the steal. Back over to Blanchett. Blanchett pass, and that's almost stolen back by the Clippers, but that'll trickle out of bounds. So, Max, what do you think these high-velocity plays between both clubs, what are some of the things you're hoping that they can do here in the second half here in favor for the Clippers?
In favor of the Clippers, it seems like they need a little bit more on their speed. It seems like the Kings have the height advantage and the speed advantage. As we can clearly see, they're right here inside the three-pointer line. I think what they need to do is they need to cover their tracks down a little bit better, as they seem to just be kind of rushing back to the defense, and it seems like the Kings are way ahead of the defense in some regard.
Masengo back there almost had the skyhook shot go in, but now the Kings will have the ball once again with 42 seconds to go. Back over to Warren. Warren will toss back over to Baca DeSilla, his little hook shot, and that will go up and in.
Yeah, if the Clippers can just intercept that the passing of the Kings again, they have the height advantage, just really plays to their passing, but if the Kings can just, if the Clippers could just get a hold of that and prevent it before it happens, it would really work to the benefit.
One of the big things I'm noticing here in this Clippers team, they've been giving up a lot of defensive fouls. I've seen too many trips to the line here. I've seen multiple trips by Kabori as well as Warren and Masengo. This Kings team, they are too well-rounded to have missed three-throw shots go not in their favor. You can't afford to have anything like that in the second half. 19 seconds to go here, and it looks like we have head coach here, Shannon Pullen, pointing over to his squad. Looks like we have a three-throw shot here. See some protest from the Clippers squad. Probably an unsportsmanlike conduct call. See Kabori go up to the line once again. Just like that, they've made a lead 15 here in this first half.
They have a pretty good chance at coming back up the ladder. 15 isn't too full, but at the same time, it's still an ugly gap that you don't want to have happen.
Surprised there's no travel call there on number 33, Touch. That ball goes back up and layup for the Clippers. Half-court shot, bangs off the front of the rim, and just like that, the first half is in the books between the Kings and Clippers. Clippers up by 13, 35-22.
When you're in that far, you might as well just go for that shot, and that he did. All right, well, this is Roxamore Sports. We're approaching our third half of the game. Or second half of the game. I'm thinking of the third quarter. So stay tuned with us. This is Roxamore Sports Live. Maximilian Kiefer here with my co-host
Dylan Offerman, thank you.
All right, we'll be back after these messages
for the halftime show.
I'm Dr. John Deitch, WellSpan Health orthopedic surgeon. WellSpan Health delivers orthopedic care you can count on to get you back to your best. From common bone and joint problems to complex injuries, our team of surgeons, physicians, therapists, and athletic trainers work together for you. That's why we're the official sports medicine provider for this team, that team, and your team. That's how WellSpan Health delivers orthopedic care you can count on.
Hello, I'm Lisa Baldwin with Remax Select Realty. My experience and my commitment makes everything I touch turn to sold.
Call Lisa Baldwin at 724-933-6300 extension 489 or go to selecthomefinder.com.
Hey kid, let me tell you about the Soul Pit, and I want you to let everybody know about it. Soul Pit is what's happening in and around your city. Soul Pit is on the internet and around the globe. Soul Pit is on your block and in your car. Soul Pit is in your ear. It's in your hair. It's everywhere. Soul Pit is the latest news, hottest styles, culture, education, information, and more. It gets you ready for things to come. Hey kid, you know what the Soul Pit really is? It's a little something extra for your soul.
Get moving with the Planet Fitness Black Card and check out all the perks. Like access to over 2,000 locations? You got it. Bring a guest anytime. That's right. And relax and unwind with massage chairs and more. Plus, get tons of variety and space to move in our super clean clubs. Your fitness is essential. Join Planet Fitness today and get all the perks of the PF Black Card.
Join now and get the PF Black Card for just $22.99 a month. Hurry, deal ends soon.
At Chambersburg University, we don't just celebrate success, we live it. With endless academic opportunities, a vibrant campus life, and a community of alumni support, at SHIP, you design the future you want. There are so many reasons SHIP is it.
Trouble can find anyone. At Frank Walker Law, we take the time to understand your situation and work tirelessly on your behalf. Hard-hitting representation when you need it the most. A real law firm getting real results.
Roxamore Sports Network live here with the halftime report here. Second game for the Kings versus Clippers here. Our third matchup in this second day. Hoops for Harmony. Stand Against Racism, in part for the Martin Luther King Day celebration on Monday. Clippers and Kings. Kings come out with a 13-point lead to end the first half. Kings going off of speed and physical play without the result of any fouls. Unfortunately, the Clippers trying to meet that physicality but have resulted in technical fouls and lost possession of the ball. Max, what do you have to say for the Clippers if they want to get back into this ball game? What do you have to say for the Clippers to get back in the game?
The Clippers definitely have a great passing strategy, but right now what the other thing is, what's really working to the Kings' advantage is their height, I feel like, and I feel like that's really causing them to make better passes, and the Clippers are just not simply clipping those passes. What they need to be doing is they need to be focusing more on basically where the Kings players are at. The Kings are having far too many breakthroughs right now. If they can just stop those breakthroughs into the three-pointer line, they can definitely have a good rebound here. The score is not too far off. It's nothing too dire as we're here in the third period, third quarter, but it's definitely possible for them to rebound.
Okay, and so between both clubs, a couple of the names that I want to mention real quick. Obviously, number 5 for the Clippers, Isaiah Freeman. He's been kind of the floor general for this Clippers team. He's been going back and forth, physical play. We've seen him on his back multiple times going in live or die for his Clippers ball club. On the opposite end, you see Warren and Masengo. We've mentioned how Masengo, with his 14 points in his first game last night in his win against the Knights, we see him come in and have at least 7 points right here in this first half. Can he add more to that going into the third period? And as far as Warren is concerned, he has been an excellent on the passing. We saw that beautiful skyhook pass and eventually results in him getting it back in the open three-point look. Can the Kings add to their lead, or can the Clippers simply bring it back? For the Kings to add to their lead, I would simply say for that, they had to continue being on point, being able to snuff out what Freeman is passing to his teammates. And then to add to that, I think that you have to look over and see what Warren and Masengo are practicing physically wise. Max, as far as the Clippers go, you kind of mentioned their speed, their physicality, but I think another thing that we need to think about too is they're being out-rebounded right now, especially on the offensive end. When they get those missed shots by the Kings, they need to get in there and have more open opportunity to rebound and pick up on loose change.
Yeah, I would absolutely agree to that. I think they're just kind of spread out a little bit too much. I think if they consolidate a little bit, they can kind of pick up on where the Kings make their mistakes at. But it's really kind of a hard call because sometimes the Kings make these really great free throws, and it really works to their advantage over the Clippers. Again, the Clippers are not really intercepting these passes so much. It seems like the Kings are better at passing than the Clippers. But we shall certainly see how they perform in the next 2 quarters.
Clippers need to pull off a big comeback here if they want to have any chance at bringing over the lead against the Kings. We have about 2.5 minutes to go here. Before we go back, we should look ahead to some of the matchups we'll have after this. After this matchup today between the Kings and the Clippers, we're going to have the Rock Creek. Forgive me, it's actually going to be that's Columbia. York High versus Harrisburg. Forgive me. The girls' basketball matchup will be York High and Harrisburg, and that game shall be starting around 3 o'clock. After that, we'll see Woodland Hills versus St. Francis, another girls' matchup, followed by Columbia and Berlin Brothers Valley, their second game after their victory last night. We're unsure about the St. Francis game going on Sunday morning, but we will get back to you with updates. This has been the Roxamore Sports Network Halftime Report. We'll be right back in a moment to bring you this third period after these messages.
Roxamore Sports Live, hello and welcome back. We are just 30 seconds away from starting the third quarter of this match between the Keystone Kings and the Chester Clippers. So far, it's been a pretty intense match. The score is currently right now 35 with the Kings in the lead and the Clippers with 22 points to their name. We shall see how this game turns out. Basically, what we're seeing is two amazing forces just colliding with each other right now. I can't really say there's any shortcomings from the Clippers. Right now, they're just kind of being just faced with just pure skill from the other team, but it's equal proportions, I would say. Wouldn't you, Dylan? I
would say that in part of the Clippers there, they've had some missed opportunities, they've had some steals, but in part of physicality, they've resulted in technical fouls and offensive fouls going in favor for the Kings. Having that 13-point lead going into the third period here, we'll see as we have, that's Farrell with the inbound pass, with Warren and Blanchett. We have Rutger in the face of Farrell now. Farrell will pass over to the outside, the backcourt to Warren. Warren will survey the field. He's being guarded now by Lowry. He'll kick it to the outside corner. That's driven inside. Blanchett will kick it back over to Warren. Warren back to Blanchett for the three-point shot, and that's nothing but net. And that adds to their already impressive lead, up by 16 in the third period.
It seems like the Clippers are kind of challenged right now with the Kings' defense as they struggle on the floor for that ball.
Loose ball foul, and that's eventually taken. The spin move there. Another spin move. He's basically a moving washing machine right now in Warren. And Rutgers has the deep pass to get it the layup and in.
Some good basketball ballet right there with that spin move.
Blanchett will pass across the field. Over. Mid-court. Back to Warren now. Warren with the fake shot, and that goes back. The layup is good. Goes back to the Clippers now, down by 16 again. And that's swatted out of bounds by Warren. So again, we've seen that stellar speed go in favor for the Kings as we saw the double spin move back there by Warren. And again, he swats that out of bounds. Clippers not getting any open looks right now.
Looks like the Clippers are a little bit better with where they're positioned at right now. And they seem to be a little bit more consolidated to some degree, but
Farrell's intended pass to Blanchett slips out of his hands, out of bounds. It'll go back over to Chester. White, and he'll get it back over to his teammate in Lowry. Lowry back to White, as he's guarded now by number 33, Toots. Lowry, as he splits the C, trying to get something to happen, he'll get called for the foul. We see some chippiness going on between, looks like number 5, Masengo, as he's told by Warren to take a breather off the field. Masengo is certainly a physical component to this Kings assault right now. It'd be detrimental to see him get ejected from the game for anything physical.
Absolutely.
Warren gets the ball back over to Farrell. Rucker tries to get the steal as he's fouled right behind. And we have a dunk opportunity there and a foul on the play. That's Darnell trying to get the dunk. As we mentioned earlier, they're very capable of it. If you listened into the Kings versus the Knights last night, they had a great dunk off, so to speak, trying to get some alley-oops to go in with the early dunk in the first half, as that first free throw will go in.
Warren is on it with these passes also. That has really to be noted as it's really been working to the Kings' advantage. So far,
The other team,
right now, the speed is another thing that is playing to the Kings' advantage.
No. The
They're
team
all
from last night.
all together. It just
The game.
it's well coordinated plays by both teams, but ultimately it seems like the Kings have the better grip on how to coordinate these shots. As right there, as we just witnessed, Warren is on it with these
That
shots.
Brandon Hill Knights from last year. The Brandon Hill Knights from yesterday. That's who I was talking about.
Awards the ball to Chester.
Yeah.
Chester currently holding the ball. The ball goes to Laurie.
I want to clarify something about that. When I'm talking about the Knights, obviously Keystone Academy Kings and Brandon Hill Knights played last night. When I said the Knights, I intended that as we have a steal on the play. Warren with the back pass, and that's unfortunately stolen. Taken over by Lowry. A little fakes, and Farrell swats that out of bounds. And that'll stay with the Clippers.
But an excellent position where Chester was located at. Number 5 for Chester, Isaiah Freeman. He was in the right place, ready for that pass, and had he got it, that would have been very beneficial for Chester. But let's see. Oh, so close. Let's see. Number 5 is back into the court for the Kings. That is Isaiah Freeman. Oh, and a correction, that is Prince Monsego.
We see Lowry passing back over to White. White back over to Lowry now as that ball is stolen back by number 10 of the Kings, Darnell. Darnell, and that goes a distance, and unfortunately for Rucker, his rebound, he swats that out of bounds instead.
We got a timeout here with just 5 minutes on the clock here for the third quarter.
41-26, your score for the Kings. With 4:58 to go in this third period. And before we go, I want to mention our sponsor once again. It's Roxamore Presents Season 3 of the Rock Comedy Show, headlined by Terry Jones, Lena, and Gino, in Orbit, hosted by Izzy For Real. February 18th, 2022, $25 advance, $30 at the door. Doors open at 6 p.m., show starts at 8. Rocks Landing, 506 Chartiers Avenue, McKees Rocks, PA 15136, or you can go to the number that we have had somewhere on here. Forgive me. That's 412-378-8271, www.rockcomedyshow.com. Again, 412-378-8271 in Orbit.
Is back in action with Isaiah holding on the ball, making a smooth pass.
And a great pass
look
there.
At that.
That's number 24, Kabori, with the easy pass and layup. White with a little bit of mustard on that pass. Pass over to Lowry as he's defended hard by the Kings. Ooh. Darnell tries to get the block, but unfortunately he'll get called for a foul. Darnell will step out of the game. Actually, no, he's just going to go over and speak with Coach William.
Got Rucker here with the throw. And it's in.
16-point game once again between the Kings and the Clippers.
Yeah, it's quite a mountain there to climb, but it's not impossible to reach the summit there. Right now, it seems like the Clippers have a chance at getting back up to where they need to be.
Masengo passes back over to Blanchett, back over to Masengo, and that goes over to Farrell. To Masengo. To be a foul called, and the entire Clippers bench is in disbelief. We see Masengo go over and pass that inbounds to Blanchett, and that's swatted out of bounds. Great physicality that time by Freeman.
Excellent sight there by Freeman. Saw the danger and denied it. Access denied.
Farrell now being defended well by White as he goes to distance. And we see the alley-oop dunk. And that's kind of what I've been referring to all day. Darnell gets the dunk to go off the alley-oop pass. And the Clippers reciprocate with 2 points of their own. Blanchett will pass to Darnell, and that's stolen this time by Freeman. Freeman, he's going, and that's blocked inside. Blocked inside by Farrell. And we see the ball drop out of the hands that time of Kabori. Freeman, and he gets the continuation and one. Julian Kabori with the layup and one opportunity here. Correction, that's number 21 for the Clippers that time. That's Jerkins.
Coming up in here with the skill and grace. Look at that.
Yen Farrell will pass that over to Blanchett, back to Farrell. That goes over to Kabori. Back to Blanchett now. Blanchett surveying the field. Darnell coming over for the screen. He goes back outside. Passes that to Farrell. Darnell, three-point shot is good. That time by number 3, Blanchett. Beautiful work that time by the Kings as the Clippers have White trying to reciprocate in kind. Freeman back over to the middle. Kabori with great defense that kicks outside, just inside the paint there. And the strip and received, and the hard foul by Freeman.
That was a bit of a mess right there. They lost that ball right when they had the opportunity to make a decent shot. They were all fumbling for it. It hurts to see. It definitely hurts to see, especially when they're so. It's 33 under 48. They have a chance to recover, but still, it's again, it's a huge mountain to climb. They can do it, but
they need to rely on a lot of Kings errors, and the way they're playing now, they will certainly miss a few, but they are making it very difficult for this Clippers team to get any points on the board.
Absolutely. And again, to go back to the height thing, the Kings with their height, they're really denying these passes for the Clippers here. Every time I see a pass, they always manage to just swat it out of the hand. Anytime they try to go for a dunk, swat out the hand.
Masengo's pass inbounds. Now Darnell has the ball. That goes to Warren. Warren kicks it back over to Masengo. Masengo sees Kabori in front of him, and we see offensive foul against Masengo. Ball goes back in the Clippers' hands. Inbound pass for the Clippers. See Kabori and Masengo guarding. Freeman and getting blocked by Kabori and Blanchett. And now Darnell steps in. White with the open look. And that's swatted away by Darnell. And now Warren on the attack. A nifty behind the back pass. Ooh.
That was a rough collision right there.
We see Masengo with his heavy assault goes for the collision. Masengo all over the place today as he dives for the loose ball. White going for the ball for the Clippers as Darnell tries to reach his hand in. White being guarded by Blanchett now. That goes to the opposite corner, and that three-point shot, that's going to be rebounded. Strong arms of Masengo to Darnell. Darnell with the pass outside, just out of the reach of the moving target and Julian Kabori.
Two minutes and 22 seconds. It's only the third quarter. We shall see how the rest of the game goes. It seems like the Clippers are pulling themselves up quite well. It's just that they're still challenged by the Kings. Just can't seem to make that shot right there.
Easy layup opportunity there for the Clippers will not go in, but the foul is going to be called. 2 shots will come his way. That's number 21, Jerkins. Up by 15 here with 2 minutes to go in the third period. This is Jerkins, and his first 3 shot is good.
Right. Just 2 minutes to go. Let's see. He had 21. 21 make the shot for Chester. And that is Lorenzo Jerkins. He's got this. We've seen him before. And I'm confident to say he's got this. Makes the shot. Bada bing.
Second free throw goes in for Jerkins. Timeout's going to be called for the Kings. 1:59 to go. 49-35 in favor of the Kings here in the third period. This is Roxamore Sports Network live. We will be right back in a moment to bring you the rest of the third period.
Trouble can find anyone. At Frank Walker Law, we take the time to understand your situation and work tirelessly on your behalf. Hard-hitting representation when you need it the most. A real law firm getting real results.
Welcome back to Roxamore Sports Network live here. Dylan Offerman and Maxwell. We are here live in the end of this third period. Minute 59 to go. 48-35 the Kings, and they have the ball is Warren. Warren, as he sees Baca de Silla go, and he'll pass over to Blanchett. Blanchett being guarded right now by number 4, Ibatilia. That's passed back over to Blanchett. Blanchett gives it to Warren. Warren, his shot is up and in. The mid-range jumper is good. 50-35 Kings.
All right, here comes Freeman. Freeman coming in. Freeman coming in hot. And access denied.
Blanchett on the swat, and that goes over to Warren, and he has a slam dunk. 52-35 with authority.
That got the audience off the feet right there. Beautiful performance by.
And another beautiful block by the Kings. They are on the boards day and night. Warren is going to flex his muscles and let him hear it.
A glutton for success as he goes in for seconds.
Warren on the high defense right now as Freeman has the ball. He's being guarded right now by Farrell. Farrell is screened. As they go up for the block, and they're going to get a foul call. That's against number 22, Camacho.
Just less than a minute to go in the clock. End of the third quarter. We'll see how they recover in the next quarter.
Talk about real quick the explosive plays there in Darnell Warren. Warren, after getting the explosive dunk, goes back defensively, and he almost had another dunk just out of his reach, and he ends up scooping it up and in. We've seen fantastic physical play here on part of the Kings. Masengo was the star last time. I think it's definitely going in favor of Delquan Warren.
I would absolutely agree with that. He's just been on it. He's just been making good calls. He's been fabulous with that speed. Just everything about him is just on point today.
Farrell over to Blanchett for three, and that'll bounce to the other end of the arc. High plays right now. Bacadicilla guarding.
Look at that defense from the Kings.
Foul's going to be called right there on Farrell. And that's going to go outside to Camacho and Bacadicilla.
Some expertise in that blocking right there. Even when they were on the offense, it just seems like they're on the defense. You know, they're just denying the Clippers any chance to get a hold of that ball, and they just...
It's been a landslide right now for the Clippers. We've seen time and time again getting boxed out by the Kings, as Warren will take the ball, and he's guarded by Camacho. Warren, see Camacho reaching in for the ball. As he drives by him, he throws it back behind his back over to Bacadicilla, and Freeman with a deep pass. Try to give Camacho the heat check, and that will end up in an air ball to end the third period. 54-37 to go here. End of the third period. Kings up by 17. And we're going to be going to commercial here. We'll be right back. Roxamore Sports Live.
I'm Dr. John Deitch, WellSpan Health orthopedic surgeon. WellSpan Health delivers orthopedic care you can count on to get you back to your best. From common bone and joint problems to complex injuries, our team of surgeons, physicians, therapists, and athletic trainers work together for you. That's why we're the official sports medicine provider for this team, that team, and your team. That's how WellSpan Health delivers orthopedic care you can count on.
High school covering the boys varsity basketball team here between Keystone Kings playing against the Chester Clippers. So far, it has been an intense game. The Chester Clippers have a chance at redeeming themselves here, and the score is 54-37. Yes, it looks ugly, but there's still a chance within just these last few minutes of the last quarter of them to reclaim their fame. But we'll see. Only time will tell.
Down by 17 here in the fourth quarter. Everything is looking up for the Kings. Obviously, we've seen explosive play by Darnell, Masengo, and obviously Delquan Warren has been the star of this game today as he takes this past the midcourt line, and he'll pass over to his teammates. That's Farrell as we see Touch go in to the screen. Offensive foul is going to be called now on Touch.
All right, so looks like Chester has a pretty good spacing out here. The players are where they need to be, but it looks like the Kings' defense is just there, reading their player ahead of time.
Blanchett on him like a fly right now. guarding against number 22, Camacho. We've mentioned his name for the Clippers multiple times. As we see Kabori get the ball back over to Blanchett now. Blanchett to Warren. Warren being guarded. Warren will hand the ball over, and that'll go in the hands of Tuts, which will go to Blanchett, and now Warren. Warren being guarded well right now by Itzabaya.
And
looked like a stoppage of play, but a little too happy there to try and get a little attempt at a dunk. Swatted right out of his hands.
He's been an instrumental player for the Kings nonetheless, and he's going to go home a popular guy, no doubt about it.
Freeman and Itabaya in the back end, as that ball is now in the hands of Jerkins, and that's passed back over to Itabaya for the three-point shot, just short on the line. Tut passes back over to Blanchett. Blanchett moving past the midcourt line. Blanchett with the heavy dribble. Blanchett looking for something open as he looks over and sees Kabori. And that shot will be rebounded by Freeman.
Nice deep shot there, and it worked.
Beautiful play there by Kevin Rucker.
It's definitely a good call there, though, by the Clippers.
Farrell. And that three-point shot is up and good. That's Blanchett again. Brian Blanchett for the Kings.
Kings are just maintaining themselves quite well right now.
And obviously it doesn't hurt to get those three-point shots in. And we see a hard foul called against the Kings.
And let's see. It is none other than number 21, Lorenzo Jerkins, with his shot. So far, he's been pretty accurate with them when it comes to these free throws. And let's see what he's got.
As far as Jerkins goes, he's kind of been a good complementary player here for this Clippers squad. He's been able to stay on pace. You see Rutgers running up and down the court. You've seen Camacho on both ends, offensive and defensively here, trying to hold back this Kings team. But unfortunately, you can't have five of the same guy on the same court.
No, you can't.
Jerkins with his second free-throw shot, and that's up and good, bringing this score to 15. 16, correction. Blanchett will pass back to Warren, and he'll take the three-point shot, and he'll get the foul call. Shooting foul will result in potentially 3 free-throw shots. We see some chirping going on right now between Warren and Freeman.
But it seems like they quelled it quite well. Warren with his free shot.
And obviously, you can see both squads here. You know, Warren and Freeman both considered respected leaders of their squad. They're going to certainly back each other up.
Oh, yeah. It's competition. Sometimes it gets ugly, but it's all
Warren
a matter of just getting your composure back and realizing, it's nothing worth really being angry about.
Warren might want to be careful there. A little chest bump inside the free throw line might not be what the referee wants to see. As that's rebounded hard now, and you see Camacho moving hard down the inside of the court, and we see one of the players fall down. That's Jerkins. Jerkins and Colt Kabori show a little bit of free-spirited sportsmanship there. Warren, as he tosses over, that's Farrell, and the three-point shot by Blanchett is good. Timeout is going to be called now by the Kings. 61-43 your score. 5:42 to go in the fourth quarter. Kings continue to push off, and the Clippers are being left in the dust.
Yeah, it definitely seems like the Kings just are improving their strategy all throughout these past 3 quarters. Clippers are just falling behind, and the score has been pretty stagnant for the most part. I haven't seen it get close to closing the gap. So far, it's just been these huge gaps in the score. I don't know how this next 5 minutes and 42 seconds is going to go, but we shall see.
Well, if I'm the Clippers right now, obviously they've been trying very hard to get those open drive looks. But I wouldn't be afraid to try to make some open threes if you get that open look. I think that, between them all, if Lowry comes back into the game, which he has the ball now, I'd like to see him get some open look shots between him. Maybe see Rutgers go in for open looks, get some pick and roll action going.
And let's see, so far.
Rucker with the ball as he cuts inside. Warren trying to pick his pocket. Back over, now is Camacho. And that's passed in, the no-look pass there to Jerkins. That's going over to Camacho. His mid-range shot is no good, but rebounded that time by Freeman. And that shot by Rucker is good.
That was good passing right there by the Clippers.
That's something that we've been trying to eye on this whole game here, is if you can't make your shots, have someone there and collect on those offensive rebounds. This is a very lengthy team. You have Masengo there, you have Farrell, all of these tall athletes trying to reach up and get defensive holds on the ball. So you see Farrell now, three-point. His swishes out, and that goes back to Lowry of the Clippers. Lowry, his pass over to Camacho. That goes across court to Jerkins.
He just ran right in for it, though. Wasted no time at all.
Kabori making sure there was not a continuation on that play, but there will be foul called on number 2 for the Kings. That's Yan Farrell. Up at the line, that's Rucker. Rucker makes his first shot, up and good. Bringing this game a little closer now, only down by 15. Actually, correction, up, yes, 15 points. Make that 14.
And that certainly seems to be the way this game has been going throughout this whole time. It seems like every time the gap has been getting closer to closing, the Kings somehow managed to get a three-pointer in there that just puts it further away.
Blanchett now with the ball over to Kabori. Kabori now, he moves inside, pump fakes over. He gets that ball back over to Blanchett. Blanchett now with the nice dance moves as he goes inside of Lowry. As he gets swatted, Darnell, and the layup is good. That's Kabori again. Beautiful work that time by the Kings. Back up again by 16.
Yeah, they just really worked their way in there. It's right past the defense and right into the net.
Travel's going to be called here against the Clippers. The ball will go back over to Farrell and the Kings.
Right now the ball is in possession by the Kings. And an attempted shot there by number 24 of the Keystone, Julian Kabori.
Mention how during this tournament here that obviously it's the Hoops for Harmony tournament. It's meant for Martin Luther King Day, and we've seen so far here, we mentioned earlier Warren and Freeman going back and forth at each other. Warren's kind of cooled down, but Freeman, hot as ever, he would not receive help up. It's a bit of a lack of sportsmanship on his part. We see Kabori. His first shot is no good. 3:47 to go here in the fourth quarter. Kings pushing ever so closely to having a 2-0 run here in this tournament.
Kabori seems pretty accurate with these shots from what we've seen in previous performances.
Clippers giving him plenty of opportunities at the line. Obviously, everybody's going to get their fair share when you have physicality on this level. Everybody trying so hard to come out of this with a victory today. And now you see Camacho, and he has Freeman to his right. Freeman trying to screen Warren as Camacho, his shot is blocked from behind to Kabori on that. Kabori back and forth he goes, free throws, and now we see White give a little shove to Darnell.
Yeah, I can't say it enough, though. That height really does play a difference. It's Kabori just barely even has to jump up just to knock that ball out from the danger zone.
Jenkins passes over. He'll get the ball back in the middle of three Kings defenders, and he gets his mid-ranger to go. Warren and White going at each other. Warren loses track of something very important in the ball.
Right. Right now, we are going to a timeout. What an intense game. I mean, I still have a chance to bring this back.
And now, while we're at the timeout here, back to mention Season 3, the Rock Comedy Show in Orbit, headlined by Terry Jones, Lena, and Gino, hosted by Izzy For Real on February 18th, 2022. $25 in advance. You can get those tickets at 412-378-8271 or www.rockcomedyshow.com, or $30 at the door, and the doors will open at 6 p.m., show starting at 8. Rock's Landing, 506 Chartiers Avenue, McKees Rock, PA, 15136. The Comedy Show in Orbit.
All right. Roxamore Sports Live. We're back here at the Chambersburg High School with 3 minutes on the clock here for the final quarter of this match between Keystone Kings and the Chester Clippers. So far, the score doesn't seem too unachievable, but we will see. It's 49-64 with the Kings in the lead.
And now Blanchard will get the inbounds pass over to Warren. Warren being defended right now by Camacho, as Warren will pass that ball over to number 4 for the Kings. That's Milovanovic. That pass is outside over to Darnell, to Blanchett. That's passed over to Milovanovic. And that's a beautiful shot by Kabori, but Freeman will rebound that, and they'll pass that back upfield. That's Kimbori and White with a three-point shot, and that's good.
Just climbing back up.
Braylon White of the Clippers made the three-point shot. Warren looking to reciprocate in kind. Delaquan Warren now being defended hard by Lowry. Warren, the double teamed now, as that pass goes behind to Blanchett. That will go out, and Jerkins has the ball. Jerkins goes up, and he tries for the dunk of his own. Unsuccessful that time with the hard block. Blanchett, we've seen so many dunks and things go in the favor of the Kings that Jerkins definitely needed that to go his way.
Darnell holding on to the ball here. Just seemed like he was just kind of letting the time with us run up a little bit.
Darnell avoiding to go for the three-point shot. He just holds it against his hip. And now, see the Kings get some substitutions in. Looks like we're going to have Kimbori step out of the game, as well as Darnell and Milovanovic.
All right. We have
1:44 to go here in this fourth quarter. This will be inbounded by the Kings.
A little bit of a discussion going on here with the coach. Yeah, that was quite something.
Having a little bit of fun here between our broadcast crew as we wait for the Kings to get back onto the paint. Blanchett will have the inbounds pass. He's defended now by Lowry. You see Rucker and Kabori. Kabori with the ball. He'll hand that over. And that's a good pass over to Blanchett. Blanchett will go over to Baca DeSilla. Baca DeSilla now with the ball. He'll pass that over to Kabori. Kabori with the lob pass, as that's collected by Freeman of the Clippers. Over to Lowry now. Over to Rucker. Rucker passes back to Lowry. Lowry goes back to Rucker. Rucker goes in, and he goes up, and he's getting the hard foul. That time by Kabori as he kicks the bleacher. It's a dangerous shot there indeed, as we see Rucker go back up to the line.
Rucker had a good shot there, but Kabori was on it with the defense. He just knocked it right out and denied that danger from happening. So.
A little too much mustard on that block as he ends up resulting in a foul. We see Farrell step off the court, and Baca De Silla and White right behind Rucker, waiting for that free throw to go in. And that'll dribble out. Minute 15 to go here. 64-52 in favor of the Kings. Bringing this game a little closer now.
53-64. It's possible to rack up a few points here for the Clippers, but you know, the odds are the odds. And the way it's going, it seems like the Kings are in a pretty comfortable position right now. Not that they should rest easy, but still, I think the confidence is up there, you know?
Kings are certainly proud of the score they have. They've been able to hold up defensively while the Clippers have inched ever so closely. They have 75 ticks on the clock before this game ends.
And definitely the Clippers don't seem to be maintaining the ball quite well. We have what seems to be the Kings have a better maintenance on the ball, especially from Warren as he's able to dribble the ball in between his legs. All right, the game is getting ready to resume here. We have 1 minute and 15 seconds on the clock. The score is 64-53 with the Kings in the lead. Right now, it's uncertain to say who the projected winner is of this afternoon, but of this match. But we will see. Options on the table for the Clippers to redeem themselves up in the scoreboard. At least to end the game, we're just a few points off from what the Kings have accumulated so far. All right. The game is back in action. The ball just needs to get back in the court, and that it is in possession by out of bounds. Okay. We have Warren right now, dribbling the ball, holding on, makes the pass over to Baca De Silla. Right now, it's a game of catch between the two. Baca De Silla is maintaining the ball quite well, and our ref calls a foul. Ref called a foul. It's going to Bakari and Baca De Silla to make this free throw, which will definitely put the Kings on a more definite edge here if they are to make this point, and that they do, which brings them up to 65-53. Again, this is Baca De Silla with the free throw for the Kings, and he earns the Kings 2 points, which it's almost certainly the nail in the coffin. But nonetheless, the Clippers certainly are not letting down as they are trying anything in their power to work together and bring this game closer to their favor. We shall see, though. 43 seconds are on the clock here. And we have a free throw here by the Clippers. A missed free throw. Kevin Rucker. He's usually on it, but perhaps he's a bit winded right now as the game's coming closer to an end, and it's not in the favor of the Clippers. 39 seconds. Hey, 2 points added to the scoreboard there for the Clippers. Every little bit counts, and that smile for the Clippers is kind of taken away right there as the Kings make a as the Kings make a pretty good dunk right there. All right. We got 21 seconds on the scoreboard. The score is 68-55. We have Rutgers, or actually correction, number 22 for the Clippers here, which is Lorenzo, oh actually I take that back, Lenny Camacho. Lenny Camacho at least to get a few more points for the Clippers here. And again, this was great performance by both teams. No one should go home feeling like they were at a loss really here. They put their all in all, and I'm certain the people that are watching, that are in charge of handing out scholarships, they will take note of that also. Definitely I want to bring a lot of light to Warren here. He's been an instrumental player for the Kings throughout this whole game. He's been maintaining the ball quite well with his dribbling technique as he got it in between his legs anytime the opposition kind of ran towards him. He's definitely been a big player for the Kings. Right now, we have a free throw here by number 33 of the Keystone Kings, and that is none other than Thomas Tucht. .69, and the Kings are aiming to get the score up to a nice even number, and that is denied. At least they can make one with a three-pointer right there by the Clippers. And it's very unlikely that anything can happen within this time. But nonetheless, that was a great way to end it for the Clippers with a three-pointer. Three-pointer by number one, Ryland White. Right now, they're having a bit of a discussion. You got 12.5 seconds on the clock here in the fourth quarter. After this, I'll be going down. I'll be passing it down to my co-host, who's on the floor right now, getting ready to speak with one of the coaches. I believe that will be the coach for the Keystone Kings, Shannon Pulliam, just to kind of get an idea of how he's managing his team and how the team is looking forward to going into their season here. 10 seconds on the clock. We're coming closer to an end, and please stay tuned. We have more games coming up. Again, the last game will start at 8:30, but right now the teams that are going to be playing after this is York versus Harrisburg, and that will begin at 2:30 this afternoon. After this game, right now we have a free throw by the Kings and a successful shot there by number 3, Brian Blanchett, as he brings the Kings up to an even number and brings it back to an odd number, 71. 10 seconds, and almost there. Clippers looking forward to at least getting another few points to the name. Good way to end it for the Clippers as they end it with the three-pointer. 71-63. Kings the victor here in this match. An excellent match altogether. That was really something. Warren, I feel like he is the star of this afternoon of this match. That was really mind-blowing right there. In a few, I'll be taking it to my co-host, Dylan Opferman. He's down on the floor right now, getting ready to talk to Coach Shannon Pulliam. I almost said Gilliam. Basically, just to kind of get inside of the psyche of the Kings, of where they plan on going with this season and how they've been performing this fall. So stay tuned for that. I'm Maximilian Kiever. This is Roxamore Sports. We're getting ready to jump into our next game. Again, that is York versus Harrisburg. That'll begin at 2:30. We got about 14 minutes until that game begins. So stay tuned. Right now, we have our players for the next line of event. They're taking their footing on the court. All right, so I'm taking it over to Dylan right now.
Roxamore Sports Live, the Brits there. That going into your next game.
Basically, I would like my team to play just as hard as that team does. You know what I mean? If we play with the energy that they display, then we'll be a hard team to beat. You know?
And I mentioned to you yesterday, I was talking about this. This is Martin Luther King tournament, Hoops for Harmony. And I just wanted to ask, the Stand Against Racism, obviously you had a big message for your team going into this tournament, Hoops for Harmony, meeting with different schools across the state and even outside of the state. What has this all meant for you guys going in and playing the way you have played?
Well, this is a special event. Like I told you yesterday, we stand for that every day. That's what we preach to our boys on a daily basis. So, to come down here and to hear the things that was said down here, our boys hear that on a daily basis.
Coach, congratulations to you guys. Good luck moving forward.
All right, thank you.
Back to you guys.
All right, Roxamore Sports Live, Maximilian Kiefer here. Excellent coverage by Dylan Offerman down there on the floor. Coming up next, we'll have our new game coming up. It will be York versus Harrisburg. It will be the boys varsity basketball team. It should be a very interesting one at that. And we will begin that coverage shortly in about 12 minutes, so stay tuned. This is Roxamore Sports Live. We'll be right back after these messages.